Now my distinct pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Brandon Lee, who will speak on behalf of the 94th Annual Graduating Class. Mr. Brandon Lee is a candidate for not one, not two, but 3 Bachelor of Arts degrees in American Studies, Economics, and Political Science, with minors in Sociology and Speech. If that wasn't enough, he completed these programs in 3 years. But there's more. He completed them with a cumulative grade point average of 3.64. As a student, Mr. Lee was a member of Omicron Delta Epsilon, International Honor Society in Economics, the Pre-Law Association, the Broadcast Communications Authority, and the Speech Communications Society. Upon graduation, Mr. Lee hopes to spend some time traveling and is considering continuing on to receive a law degree or an MBA. In the future, he hopes to become an entrepreneur and a political campaign manager. Please join me now welcoming Mr. Brandon Lee as he speaks on behalf of the 94th Annual Graduating Class.
On behalf of the graduating class of 2005, I'd like to welcome all of you here today. Well, we made it. We're done. You know, I remember the first day I set foot on this campus. I got hit in the head with a rock. Yeah, I got hit in the head with a rock. Of course, it was an accident, but I remember telling myself, Brandon, you are gonna hate this place. Now, I don't think anyone else had this exact experience, but I'm sure that I wasn't the only freshman that was scared out of their mind. Yet once I started, I made it a point every day to totally immerse myself into the college experience. Looking back, that's the thing that I am most proud of and what I feel is my biggest accomplishment here. Now that I'm at the end of my journey, I also think about what it is that I remember and what it is that I take away from UH. What do you remember, and what do you take away from UH? I don't remember the calculus I was supposed to have learned in math class, but I do remember my friends staying up till 5 a.m. every other night trying to teach it to me. I remember in my economics class, the random stranger whose random act of kindness of helping me at the last minute with my problem set, and how that ended up turning into the greatest friendship anyone could have ever asked for. I'm sure we've all met those special people here whose minor gestures made such a major difference. UH has allowed me to find myself, figure out who I am and what my passions are in life. Hopefully, you found that here too. College gave me freedom and independence, and that allowed me to try so many new things and meet so many new people. I have lived with 5 random roommates, each from different parts of the world, and each with his own unique personality. I have found myself fighting endless traffic, only to spend more time in the parking structure, searching for that elusive empty stall. I have played intramural sports, joined numerous clubs, joined numerous school clubs, but still had fun dancing at the clubs. I have planned out my semester schedule, only to have my class's last spot taken by someone who registered a few seconds faster than me. I've come to realize that in order to get the classes you want, you either have to be a super senior or charm one into holding those classes for you. I'm sure we've all had experiences like these. Now, don't get me wrong. UH makes you grow up fast and prove yourself no matter what. I remember I had to pull an all-nighter to finish reading a book from my American Studies class. So I turned on all the lights in my dorm and put my chair in the middle of the room, away from all the furniture. So that way, if I fell asleep, I would fall to the ground and then I'd wake up. So I sat in that chair and I read, and I fell asleep and I fell down. Yet little did I realize that in such a tired state of mind, carpet feels very soft. and I didn't stand a chance at waking up. Now, I tell that story because there were weeks and months when there was no break from papers, projects, PowerPoint presentations, and those evil pop quizzes. Whether it took you 4 years, 6 years, or even longer, maybe because you switched your major too many times, to get here required hard work. You'll now have to impress employers and grad school screeners with that same hard work. But just remember that your family and friends who have traveled from around the world to be with you today are already impressed. But most importantly, be proud and most impressed with the fact that you did the heavy lifting yourselves. You know, less than 1 in 4 Americans will ever earn their bachelor's degree. What we accomplished here sets us apart for the rest of our lives. To me, overall, though, being in college is about teaching the people around you, whether it's another student or another faculty member, about your way of thinking, your background, your way of life. And yet college is also about learning from those very same people around you as they reciprocate what they've learned in their lives. It's that never-ending give and take that stimulated my mind here and opened me up to a new perspective on the world. I'd like to thank my parents for their financial sacrifice, my professors who always challenged me even when I wasn't paying attention in class, my classmates who worked with me over the years. Honestly, seeing you guys suffer just as much as I have made it so much easier. And my friends, without whom I could have never made it this far. To the University of Hawaii at Manoa graduating class of 2005. Like me, each one of you has his or her own individual stories and individual people that shape their experience here. Remember them and share them. We each started out from different regions of the world with different reasons for attending this university, with different majors and minors. But for today, we are all together, and this is a time of celebration. If there's one thing I'd like to pass on to you, it's something my mother said to me a long time ago when I asked her why she went back to school so late in her life. She said, no matter what happens in your life, Brandon, the knowledge you gain from an education is something that no one can ever take away from you. And it didn't take a rock to the head to tell me that she was right. Good luck, class of 2005, in whatever future endeavors may come your way. Congratulations to each of you. We've finally made it. Thank you.
That was a great job, Mr. Lee, and thank you for the inspiring message to your classmates.